Morstonians are in total fear, as the world's death toll from the peelers is now over 1 million in our
Today,
area.
Ashworth International, the massive pharmaceutical company, has just acquired ND Erickson. As you might remember, they filed bankruptcy last year after the Laughlin Institute released their complete cure treatment plan for free.
Synthesine was approved by the FDA after President Lucas passed away from the plague last night. This breakthrough new drug is certified to fight the peeler plague and inoculate those that haven't been infected yet. The drug was created by Ashworth International and is shipping worldwide as we
Billions rejoice as Synthesine saves millions. In under 4 days, it has reduced the worldwide peeler count by 50%.
Polls show people now have more faith in the Ashworth International Company than in the fragmented governments of the world.
God bless them. They have saved us all. This should have been done by our elected leaders, not by a private drug company. Thank you, AIC. We owe you everything.
Okay. What would you like to say to the AIC if they're listening?
The synthesine medicine saved my daddy when his arm started peeling. I was scared because the stinky sickness had killed my Uncle Donnie. Thank you, Ashworth International. Thank you so much.
And there you have it, right from the healing homes of Ranger Ridge. I'm Lizzy Lawson, reporting live here in Autumn, Texas. Back to you, Dave.
The CEO of Ashworth International and creator of miracle drug Synthesine, Dr. Roman England, is set to visit our nation's capital today to meet with the new president and...
Don't trust AIC, man! This Roman England guy is behind all this shit! Really? This dude didn't even exist until this barely known company came out of nowhere. Look it up! It's a fucking setup! Synthesine is just a way to control the masses!
Not only has the peeler outbreak mostly ended, but locally, the attacks and even sightings of the dead now seem to be non-existent.
In other news, Dr. Laughlin has filed a suit against Ashworth International Company, claiming that the formula used for Synthesine is a modified version of his original cure that he tried getting mass-produced when the outbreak first began. However, Dr. England countered saying that...
47 Action News is closed caption for the hearing impaired. You're watching Channel 47 KZTM TV Morriston, #1 in Texas. Action News with Amber Blake. Mitch Placker investigates. Dick and Gruber with sports. And Jake Kringle's weather. Now, Channel 47 Action News tonight.
Good evening. I'm Mitch Placker, and though the last 2 weeks have been a cause for celebration, tonight we start, unfortunately, with a report on some very sad news regarding Channel 47's very own Amber Blake. The 27-year-old news anchor was found in a shallow grave near her Riverwood home earlier today. It is believed the body was planted at the site due to how fresh the grave was.
What the hell are you talking about?
I thought the world was going to end due to the peelers, and I killed her. That's right, Morstan. I was born for this position, but it was handed to her instead for God knows why.
Go to commercial.
So
Come
I
on.
took a page
What are you
out
doing?
of the
Cut the
Sirenicide
feed.
book and
Now.
cut her up into...
Cut it.
Shall we make history?
Mayor Husto has been seen on the streets alongside a dozen of his Templar troops as they lead an offensive against the dead.
This Red Death will be worse than anything we have seen yet.
How is it even possible to exist in the realm of the living and the realm of the dead at the same time?
This is why I was brought back. 447 is more than just a number.
The conquest starts now.
Eddie, don't go back. Not when you have finally found a place where we can be together.
Just as predicted. They are perfect. No light will save anyone from them.
These peelers are multiplying at a rate that will destroy mankind if we do not get my serum mass-produced soon.
This is the calm before the storm. This is the end times. So join us.
My scarred ones will live and fight through the anathema and beyond.
Only death.
And finally, the expendable resources the city acquired through last week's Main Street campaign will be sold to Blaze Corps, and the profits will be given back to...
Juliana, you scared me.
I was watching the news and I figured it out. I don't know why it never clicked until now.
Is this about Miss Blake from Channel 47? That was a total shock.
Monstrous.
What? No. That guy was always too calm for what was going on in the city not to be a complete nutjob. No, I'm talking about these. Marcella from Sirenicide a few months back was telling us about a shell company called AI Holdings, the one that bought all those flooded refineries out by Helicon Air Force Base and those ruined plants in Texan City. But since it was out of Morston's municipal jurisdiction, we didn't go any further with it.
AI Holdings. That does sound familiar. Is that the... No.
It's Ashworth International. Look, there's a copy of the Articles of Incorporation for both AI Holdings and Ashworth International Pharmaceuticals Company. And both companies were founded by the Ashworth family in 1971. Can you guess what company acquired them very recently? Come on, just guess.
Rhine Limited.
Yes!
Jenny, call City Hall and have them set a press conference for 8 p.m.
Yes, sir.
This means they are poisoning the world with this synthesine garbage. I'll need to call Laughlin and get him working on a counteractant, and then we can start production on the real cure.
Yes. However, the public will be against us on this one. Right now, AIC is responsible for saving humanity, and Dr. England is being praised like a god. But there might be another way.
Malak, Roman England is Doc. He has to be. We can't find anything on this guy. Synthesine has got to be how he plans on taking over, controlling our realm.
Of course he is. But what do you suggest? That we just tell the world that all the monsters they didn't believe in are behind the peelers and their cure?
No. Okay, then what do you suggest we do?
Steer our city down the right path and hope the world follows.
Sounds like blind faith to me.
Ark, the land of the blind cowards, as you always remind me. Anyway, we need to get over to City Hall. Come on, we'll take the Ferrari. And until Dr. Laughlin's claim is proved otherwise, I will stand firm on my decision to decline the aid of Ashworth International Company. The FDA has also approved Laughlin's Complete Cure 2.0, which includes the proven healing compounds of its predecessor, as well as the repealer formula that is similar to synthesine. Before any of you start to panic, it is a proven fact that the individuals that have been treated with the first Complete Cure have not experienced any peeler symptoms. The new CC Repealer is our best chance to live a better tomorrow. Now, if you still wish to take AIC's synthesine, understand you will have to go beyond the city limits to find it. But the Laughlin Institute is leery of their other additives, so I am leery of these additives. We would all do well to remember that Dr. Lane Laughlin cured cancer, to remember that Lane Laughlin did it for no monetary gain. For this is a man of Morston, a man of integrity, and a man that wants to rid the world of all of its diseases. And here he is now, the Templar Commander, the curer of cancer, my trusted friend and a friend to Morston, Dr. Lane Laughlin.
It has been my honor to serve as a leader in the Templar program, and like most of you, I am relieved that the attacks from the Dark Elite acolytes have stopped. But we do not know when they will return, and we do not know if the peeler disease will mutate. I beg of you, my fellow Morstonians, please don't inject your loved ones or yourself with this synthesine mess. It's not a stable compound, but if you already have, and you are worried about the long-term effects for the short-term gain, then I urge you to come to one of my clinics or call our help center listed on screen, and we will come to you. The repealer version of our Complete Cure 2.0 will be available tomorrow. I think now I will turn it back over to the mayor. Thank you all, and good night.
Thank you, Doctor. I have led a great number of victories since I came into office, but that is only due to the strong alliances I've forged along the way. Ones like the Laughlin Institute, and ones like Sirenicide. I know. I understand. Trust me, I felt the same way at first. But then, we enlisted them to train the Templar on how to fight the inhuman acolytes. And soon I realized that the scarred markings of the once evil faction had a more divine purpose. I'm telling you this now because I believe with all my heart that the dead will return, or something far worse. I urge you, when you can, and as soon as you can, to visit the old Hotel Bella Vita. This iconic Morstan Tower is the home of the fabled Sirenicide, and they have set up the means to give you their gift of illness-free, everlasting life. They give the gift of light and have the means to train you on how to use this power. Now, the scarring process is not for everyone, like children or the elderly, but I have seen what they can do against the monsters that ravage our city, and no weapons or special drugs can match Sirenicide's luminescence gift. The good doctor's CC Repealer will save you and give your family the defense it needs from the darkness to come, but Sirenicide's scarring will give you the power to fight that darkness, no matter what it brings to your door. God bless you all, and God bless Morstan. Good night.
I still can't believe we're out in the open like this. I have to say, I was very much used to the whole working from the shadows thing we had going on.
Yeah, I know. But this is the way it has to be now. We need to make sure that the public knows we are only here to help, and that the dark chapter of Sirenicide is now over. There are a lot of people, such as me, that may change their minds once they see all the good we can still do.
See? But that's what has me a bit nervous. What if we do all this and no one shows? What then?
Well, then they will all die. I know it's rough to say it like that, but you can only lead them to water. You can't make them drink.
It just seems like a lot of trouble to go through, only to have no one show up.
Trust me, after all the decades of causing highway mayhem and all the murder, this is the absolute least Sirenicide can do. I'm not saying every single Morstonian is going to show up, but if we can save even just a few of them, it'll be worth it. Now, are you with me or not?
I'm with you, Joey. I just want to know what the end goal is with all this.
To save them all, or as many as we can. We have to do everything in our power to minimize the casualties to come if the dead are successful in whatever they are planning.
Hey, Joey. We're all set up and ready to go in here.
That's great. Go inform everyone it's time to get all scrubbed up for surgery, and make sure that our new patients feel as welcome as possible. I don't want to hear that we were intimidating anyone. We need this to go over well and without any incident. This will be the first step on the road to gaining the public's trust.
Hell yeah, I got it. I'll spread the word.
Wow, sounds like they're ready to go. I've seen you working on some of the rooms upstairs. How is this supposed to all work?
I had them set up the first 3 floors of the hotel with makeshift operating rooms. I told them to make them feel like any modern hospital room. Well, as close as they could make it anyway. This all goes back to making everyone feel welcome and not intimidated in the slightest. We're asking them to make a big leap of faith here after all. The lobby will be used as a triage station and check-in for anyone willing to come.
I really wish you would have consulted with me about all of this. Last time I checked, we only have about 20 members that know all of the steps to scarring, let alone can perform one. There's no way we can keep up even if half of the population shows up. What are we going to do with all the people waiting to be seen?
Everything is under control. Johnny and I made sure that enough of us had the training needed to perform the scarring, with little to no complications. Plus, it was never an ability issue, more of a closely guarded secret. You know as well as I do that there have been rogue Sirenicide members in the past. The last thing Johnny wanted was one of those people going off and doing their own thing with the wrong intentions in mind. Once I was up to speed, he and I trained every abled member to perform the procedure without any issues. Best case scenario, all of Morstan shows up for their scarring. We need to be ready for that.
Well, sounds like we are as ready as we'll ever be.
It won't be long now. I told Malak to have people start showing up around 11 a.m. I'm sure we'll have a few early birds. Why don't you grab some help and man the front entrance? We don't want anyone leaving because they were too scared to knock.
You're right. I'll head out there now. Joey, you won't believe this. There's gotta be like 100 people out there already. Holy shit, this is real. This is happening.
People are scared, Marcella. You've seen all the news reports. People dying all over the world. Lane calling it an extinction-level event. They don't know who to trust right now. We have to give them a fighting chance. A chance to live.
To sum it all up, any USG acolytes, old or the DE hybrid ones, will immediately start to weaken and, within an hour, completely die.
And you're sure of this?
Yes. We have tested it multiple times on the different beings that draw their power from the dead realm.
So, will that not, and I might be wrong here, just kill everyone in Sirenicide?
Over 90% of USG acolytes were either made or remade with vampire blood. But that was to preserve them against time and give them the ability to hide from recordings and being photographed.
I've honestly never realized that you guys can be filmed and Doc's people can't. Huh. So, no one in Sirenicide was made with vampire blood? It's not part of your glowing chest scar?
No. When creating Sirenicide, Johnny wanted to pull from the earthbound side of the augment only. But the acolytes undergo a boiling process with infusions from vampire blood, hellfire, holy water, and dream matter, plus the carving of their bones.
Ah, I see. So it's ingredients from all 5 realms?
In a way. The hellfire is summoned to boil the holy water, while the dream matter washes away who they were. And the vampire blood, like I said, is just a cloaking preservative.
And the deep, bone-carved X's? What's the point of cutting their eyes out?
It's part of the hive mind. They see and do what Doc and his guardians, and with their techno upgrades, now Veema, tell them to do.
What about you, Joey? I know you can walk in the world of the dead, but once Emmett shuts that door, won't you die too?
Yes, that is a good question.
No. It will weaken my abilities, but my life force still flows from this world. I still have to eat and sleep to survive, unlike the acolytes.
What powers will you lose? And what about Emmett over there? Wasn't he a numbered one before? Where does he pull his essence from?
My abilities as a seer come from the Cypher realm. So as long as people can dream, I can still use and project dream matter. My other power does come from Scary, so I'm not sure if that will...
We still don't know about his powers from the dead realm. During our test, they still worked because we had only been cutting one tendril at a time to test the subjects. And Joey's link to Scary, like all Sirenicide resurgence, is very different from that of a zombie, a Death Reaver, or a vampire. It's close to that of a Draymere.
Okay, and what about you?
I will die.
Oh, no.
That's a It's a very noble sacrifice.
But it's the right thing to do.
It is.
Yes, he's gonna shut off Doc's power, and then the rest of us have to take that monster and whatever Eddie is now, down.
Once you lock the gates to Purgatory, the evil souls that were going there since Harper closed off Hell will now roam this land as some very vindictive spirits.
You're right. But Sirenicide has a special few that have the ability to void out any tainted souls.
Like ghost hunters? Or the Ghostbusters?
We call them voiders.
Of course you do. Anyway, where is Johnny?
I figured he was still leading the charge on all those people you guys have lined up around the block.
Yeah, that makes sense. I bet you also have almost every room in this place booked.
Yep, but in less than 24 hours, the patient is back home with a watcher assigned to check in 3 times a day. We're only on day 2, but we'll start training the first batches next week and testing for any anomaly gifts as well.
Interesting. What is the ratio on that? Is it 1 out of 10, or is
Sorry, Lane, but you're skirting around something, Miss Lark. Johnny wouldn't miss a meeting this important, especially when you have over 60 Sirenicide surgeons already on hand. Like you said when we sat down. So, where is he?
Johnny and Molly left.
What? Why?
Really? This is not the time to lose leadership.
Excuse me? What would y'all know about losing leaders? Doc and Veema are taking us out left and right.
We have a leader, and he is the most powerful of all the scarred ones.
Who? You? Come on.
Me! And unlike you, Detective, my scarred ones will live and fight through the anathema and beyond.
He has a point. All of you, minus the angel, are just future corpses.
Does the... Excuse me. Do the other arcs know you sit in?
In what? A leather chair?
Yeah. Yeah. Man, you have gotten rude. I was just playing.
Why are you here, Ambriel? We already eliminated all of the devils and saved the ones they were after.
I know! We did very good. Plus, the Ascari are gone too. It's time for us to go home.
What? No! The world's biggest evil is about to unleash his plan and destroy everything here. I'm not going anywhere.
They told you to wake them when it's over. Malak, it's over. You're now free to come home. We need to go before she... Never mind, let's just go.
She? What is going on? Tell me.
I can't, Malak. She will be very angry if I...
Tell me!
Angelica says this world is beyond saving. She knows it, and so do all the other arcs. As soon as we return, she is going to shut off the life engine.
All elements of Sirenicide are copyright 2019 by Atrium Dynamics unless otherwise stated. Any duplication of this production without the secured written consent of Atrium Dynamics is strictly prohibited. Please visit Sirenicide.com for more details.